Now we'll be starting with the panel discussion round, and the topic of panel discussion is sprinter versus marathon runners. The moderator will be Dr. Sitaraman, and the panelists will be Dr. Radhika, Dr. Janvi, Dr. Devesh, and Dr. Piyush Chand. I request all of you to come forward on stage and take over.
So, to initiate out the first question to the panel, what's preferable, sprinting or endurance long distance running? This is for the age with the amateur athletes. Let's be very specific to the domain space at which we are looking at. Given the fact that marathons has picked up quite a lot in this country, letting back sprinters, as sports physicians and physios looking into the body type of amateur day-to-day basis, which is more preferable? Is sprinting more preferable on a daily basis, or is endurance sport like a long distance running or a marathon more preferable for the amateur level athletes?
If you'd ask me, I'll tell you, like, rather than asking whether sprinting is preferable or marathon run, endurance activity is preferable, it's better we see it in such a way like training according to the age is preferable. Whether it be sprinting, whether it be endurance or marathon, not marathon exactly, whether it be endurance, training according to the age. You can sprint according to your age, train according to your age for sprinting. You can train according to your age for marathon also, for endurance also. Full marathon, it's not preferred for children. This should be the right way to answer. They can do sprint, they can train endurance also.
Your take, Dr. Radhika.
Well, if you ask me, I would say if it is an amateur, especially people who are getting into sports just because they want a recreational activity, it will be wise if they do long distance running, but they need to train endurance for that as well. It's not that easy. So anything which is easy run is what I would advise. So long distance is a very debatable term. It cannot be, see, for a fresher, 10 kilometers might be a long distance. For a person who's doing full marathon, probably 42 or a 50K might be a long distance. So that by itself is very debatable. So when you say long distance, depending on the person's capacity to run a little longer, at his easy pace without getting injured would be wise enough. Sprinting, it cannot be done just like that. If you do sprints, for sure you're going to land up with injuries if you don't know how to sprint in the very first place, if you don't know how to warm up, if you're not cooling down enough, if the hydration is not enough, if your nutrition is not on to point. All these things are very commonly seen in an amateur and people who are just taking up running as a daily routine. So if you are just seeking out to running as a physical activity, I would not advise you to just finish it within 15 minutes, give it your max and come back, and then next 4-5 days just complain of pain. That's not how it works. You have to be slow, consistent, and gradually increase the pace. That's how it goes about. That's my take.
Dr. Devesh, giving a hypothetical situation where a 28-year-old amateur reaches out to you and seeks your opinion on what should he take. Mesomorphic build, 28-year-old, never done any forms of exercises or strength training ever, and is wanting to begin. What would you advise him?
I would advise him to go for the endurance thing. Progress slowly, keeping in mind his body build, his age. The training is very essential, what he has to train. So I would advise him for endurance sports, for a small marathon or something. But that would be only after he starts to train gradually and not immediately.
Dr. Janvi, 28-year-old, mesomorphic build, seeking out your advice on whether to sprint or to get into endurance training.
Mesomorphic build, it's always if you see the anthropometry, mesomorphic build always goes in favor of strength related and power related activities. But the other things like ectomorphy, endomorphy, they go in favor of this endurance activity. So if your athlete is, three will exist, but if your athlete is more of mesomorphic, it's better he goes into, it's better we send him to power sport or strength related sport.
I would personally feel that if a person is mesomorphic, you need to understand the fact that he needs to train from scratch. So train them for aerobic and anaerobic activity at the same time, probably alternate days if they can. See how they perform in each and where they start taking a peak. It's not necessary that two mesomorphic people would be delivering or performing in the same manner. It is completely individualized. If that person is very well in doing one kind of an activity, you can probably facilitate and encourage the person going ahead in that activity, rather than just blindly telling get into an aerobic activity irrespective of his interest. Probably he might be doing really good in strength training and doing CrossFit, so he can probably go ahead doing some kind of an obstacle course rather than just going and running a marathon. That might be a little mundane for him as well. So yeah, that's what I feel.
Coming down to the next one, because we are all physios, doctors, medical professionals here, we are bound and cut off by time given our practice scenarios. For the audience, here being into the medical fraternity, right, is a half marathon preferred over sprinting a 10K? A slow half marathon, is that preferable, or is sprinting a 10K more preferable for the medical fraternity?
See, what I personally feel is everyone knows about keto, right? So we know that when you do a ketogenic diet, it starts a utilization of all the fat cells in your body, right? So LSD, which is long, slow distance running, which can also be a 10K for a beginner. So if they are doing something like a 10K sprint, I would personally advise, rather than going a sprint, you can utilize your LSD as a keto diet. So you would be running for a longer distance. You don't need to run 2 hours, 2.5 hours every day. There can be one day in a week that you need to run probably 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And the rest of the days, 40 minutes to 45 minutes of training would be good enough. If you're training for a 21K, that's a half marathon. So rather than going ahead and just trying to sprint 10K every now and then, I would personally advise LSD, which is a 21K or a half marathon. It will be more, it's more reliable and it's more efficient if you are trying to keep fit. That's what I feel.
Dr. Devesh, talent versus training scenarios. What would be your approach for a sprinter or for a long distance runner?
I would prefer the training scenarios, because proper training can take you places. So, be it a marathoner, be it a sprinter, proper training for that event, for that athlete, that individual, can boost his talent and take him places.
Any specific asks from the audience on the topic of sprinting versus long distance marathons? Go ahead, please.
I would like to take a little thing like, for sprinters, you need speed. Speed is very little trainable. Training is, as he has said, training is very important, but for sprinting, you need speed. Speed aspect of sprint training is little trainable. That I wanted to highlight.
Okay. Any specific asks from the audience?
Dietary wise, what would you suggest? What's the major difference between dietary intake, like the percentage by carbohydrates and proteins?
Yeah. Protein intake for any power or strength related game, the protein intake is Usually for athletes, the protein intake will be more. RDA is 0.8 for normal people, but for athletes it is 1.2 to 1.4. So for endurance athletes, it is 1.2 to 1.4, and for power and strength athletes like sprinters, you can increase it up to 1.7 to 1.8. That is the RDA of protein. And regarding carbohydrate, you need to time the carbohydrate accordingly. Definitely any nutritional requirement, because the volume of workload will be more for endurance athletes. They do a lot of volume work compared to the sprinters. So to replenish that, for recovery, they need more calories and more amount of diet according to the work they have done. For recovery, definitely the endurance athletes, that's a ratio is there. For any athletes, there is a ratio. Like carbohydrate and protein should be in the ratio of 3:1 just after the training. So within half an hour, you have to replenish it. But definitely for endurance athletes, you need to concentrate more on recovery. Otherwise, they will land up into many like energy deficiencies and overtraining. All these are the complications. So while monitoring the endurance athlete, you need to concentrate on all these things. But for sprinter, the physiological and these aspects play very little role. Their monitoring will be different.
Yes, go ahead.
What do you have to say about the role of fast twitch and slow twitch muscles? Because there's so much about that how these muscles should take the
Yeah, those who have more number of fast twitch fibers in their muscles, they are more, they can train for sprinting and power and strength events. Those who have more type of type 1 or slow twitch fibers, they do better in endurance.
So like
Because type 1 fibers are also called endurance fibers.
so how do we actually, because like you have training with you and I, so what is the best step? Of course, one is to always said that we can see that which can end that movement. But what's the right way? Because when we start young, like, I mean, we can't have that test.
See, the percentage of fast twitch and slow twitch fibers in your in any athlete's body or anybody's body is genetically determined. So, like in Jamaicans, like Usain Bolt, they have more number of slow twitch fibers in their muscles. Same thing like Kenyans, those who do better in endurance activities like 5,000, 10,000 meters, marathons, Kenyans and Ethiopians. They have more number of slow twitch fibers. That is genetically determined. You cannot change that. Only thing is, by means of training, the percentage of in a muscle the percentage of fast twitch fibers and slow twitch fibers may vary. Like you can change it by training, but you can't increase or decrease the number of slow twitch or fast twitch fibers.
Because I'll take that. Back in Bangalore, we do your salivation testings, which does your DNA testing analysis, which is sent off to London. Takes about 15 days. It gives you the entire DNA coding analysis and gives us what food and what prototype of training will suit your needs. The most well-known player who's actually done this has been Virat Kohli. Success of Virat was laid down during those DNA test analysis. So now through the BCCI, we have that done across for almost everybody there. So how do you get, because India per se does not have an analysis machines through which we can check how much recruitment of fast twitch and slow twitch fibers that you have. But your DNA coding analysis, which is done back in London, gives you the entire, it comes in like an entire report, which also gives what food types will suit your body, and that's all that's pumped into you for ensuring that you go without doping into a much better performance athlete. Your performance analysis and your performance enhancement is completely done through those testings. And that's something that a lot of elites and the amateur pros who are getting into the national and into the international level don't mind getting those analysis done. Especially if you're looking at major of these guys who are improving out through their Ironmans. We've got coaches back who've done at least about say 10 full Ironmans, 15 full Ironmans. Now an Ironman is not just sprinting versus, it's not just strength versus endurance. It's a sustenance of both. right? Because when you swim, you need power, and power is all coming in from type 2 fibers rather than type 1 fibers. So it's swim, bike, and then run. Now, when you get, by the time you have finished your swim, by the time you have finished your cycling, the 180 kilometers when you're doing the full Iron, and by the time you're coming back into running a full marathon, what you need is the takeover of the fast twitch fibers, the switchover methodology which happens is very, very important. And because you are running short on time, the amount of carb loading or protein loading that you're doing during those phases is very, very short. And your body does not absorb it very fast either. So there, a lot of these coding analysis has actually helped people perform much more better and perform sustainingly better into much more events. If you ideally see a lot of these athletes do not just perform under one game per year, they actually do close to about 4 events a year, which is almost 1 quarter. It's very difficult for the body to break down, analyze, and then recover back before you're already preparing for the second event. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Just to sum it up, regarding this sprinting, endurance training, we have all read this in our textbook, how we genetically improve our muscle type, how the variation helps here and there, all. I have doubt, being in Sports Authority of India and looking after all our elite athletes, how much we actually, only regarding this purpose, how much we are actually doing on ground. This genetic testing and all, and we are so much obsessed about cricket. We forget that there are other sports in India other than cricket, number one. And number two, you know Carl Lewis, the famous world champion in sprinting and long jump? Somebody has asked him, what is your advice to be a world-class sprinter? You know his answer? I have chosen my parents carefully. Thank you.
Samita, I have a last thing because as medicos, to the panel again, before we finish off with the last question. The types of the injuries that you look at on an endurance athlete versus a strength athlete, especially when it comes on to track and field events, to be very specific here, because if you're looking at sprinters who are ideally doing 100 meters, 200 meters and 400 meters versus runners which comes in through. The types and the patterns of the injuries that you look at and how do we address it at the ground level?
If you see sprinters, the acute injuries are more common, like hamstring strains, quadricep strains, etc. Whereas in endurance athletes, because of repeated rhythmic bouts of mechanical loading, what they do while jogging, while running, etc. And because of more volume of workload, what they do, overuse injuries are more commonly seen. But it's not that acute injuries are not seen in them, but the commonest things, or the overuse injuries. And more than the injuries, and injuries of the foot are also more common in endurance athletes because of repeated movement. And medical problems also, other than these injuries, the medical problems also are more common in endurance athletes. There are frequent respiratory infections, especially during their competitive phase and post-competitive phase. Because in competition they give all out, and after that it affects their immunity levels. That's why during competitive phase, just after the competition, you have to be, as a physician, you have to be carefully monitor them in order to prevent or in order to reduce the frequent upper respiratory infections. This is one thing. And they are at risk of going into overtraining. These endurance athletes, if you don't carefully monitor their training load, they are at risk of going into overtraining, especially parasympathetic overtraining, which is very dangerous and which takes lot of time to recover at nearly 6 months or 8 months, means their season is gone. So careful monitoring of load compared to sprinters, it is more important, means from physician's perspective I'm telling, it is more important in endurance athletes. And regarding management, because they are more at risk of overuse injuries, these endurance athletes, preventive aspects have to be fostered more on that. And for acute injuries like hamstring strains and sprains, you have to be prepared for that.
Okay. So because we are running short on time, let's sum this up. So the take home to the audience, sprinters was strength versus endurance running. Both needs to be assessed out depending at the age of the athlete as one of the most criteria factors. The second criteria factor is also depending on what is their body type, whether they are ectomorphic or whether they are mesomorphic. And third, at the ground level, injuries of both segments come in at their own disasters. So preventive management as well as post race management is very, very important. And it is also necessary that they also keep in touch not just with the coach and the trainer, but also with a comprehensive approach of using cardiorespiratory analysis, the physical analysis using orthopedic supports, orthotics, and also to ensure that the cardiac problems are predominantly addressed at both segments of the population, because both of them are equally prone to get through one. Okay? With that, we'll sum that out. Thank you.
Second International Conference on Sports and Exercise Medicine. It was really a great journey with you all people here. And after the felicitation, we'll be having the prize distribution ceremony for the poster and paper presentation. So,
yes, sir.
thank you. Dr. Maliram Sharma.
Yes, sir.
Next, I would like to call on stage Dr. Upendra Agarwal. With Mary syndrome and with his own willpower motivation, he
Yes, sir.
has recovered. Next, I would like to call on stage Dr. Bhupesh Goyal. Sir, please. Dr. Sandeep Arora. Next, Dr. Arun Sharma. Next, I would like to invite on stage Dr. Madan Chaudhary. Dr. Madan Chaudhary. Dr. Krishna Chaudhary, please come forward on stage.
Yes, sir.
Please come forward on stage. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Saurabh Kumar. Dr. Saurabh. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Chirag.
Yes.
Dr. Sandeep Saini. Next, I would like to invite on stage Dr. Hemant Gurjar from University Jaipur. Dr. Hemant. Dr. Rajat Bhargav, please come forward.
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Now, Dr. Utkarsh.
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Next is Dr.
Yes.
Sandeep Kumar.
Yes.
Next, Dr.
Yes.
Buddhi Bharadwaj.
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Akshat Tomar. Next, Dr. Palak.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Very renowned personality, sir, please come over on stage here. He's the Dean and Principal of Vidyanath University.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Starting with Dr. Rajiv Khatri, the renowned anesthetist. A renowned personality is also the organizing committee of this ICSCM 2020. So big clap for Dr. Rajiv Khatri, please. He's a pain consultant under the clinic Dard. He's running a center Dard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Renowned orthopedic consultant of the Royal Orthopedic Hospital and Sports Injury Center. A big clap for the Rajiv Khatri, sir. He has been really working hard at the back end of this conference. And he's also the organizing committee of this ICSCM 2020.
Yes. Yes, sir. Sir,
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Next, I would like to invite Mr. Manoj. Stage. A big clap for Mr. Manoj. Next, I would like to invite on stage Ms. Jyoti. These all are the people without whom the back-end work would never be possible. Ms. Jyoti is continuously working at the back-end, without sleeping, without breaking.
Yes.
A big clap for all of these guys. Next, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Murari. Mr. Murari, please come forward on stage.
Yes.
Mr. Ayush. Mr. Ayush, please come Mr. Manish. Mr.
Yes.
Manish, please come forward.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Miss Saloni, please come forward on stage.
Yes.
Mr. Shagan.
Yes.
Very much. Starting with the prize distribution ceremony of poster and paper presentation. So hold your breath, guys. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Bhupesh
Yes.
Goyal. Dr. Bhupesh Goyal, please come forward on stage.
Yes.
Thank you, all of you. Now I would again request Ashish sir, Ravi sir to be there on stage. And Dr. Dhruv Kaneja sir, again please come forward on stage. So we are starting with the prize distribution ceremony here. Please come forward on the stage. First prize goes to Dr. Khushbu Lalwani and Dr. Khushbu Mukta. A big clap for them.
Yes. Yes.
Goes to whom? Any guesses?
Yes.
Thank you. And the presentation goes to guesses. What? I cannot hear. Dr. Harshika Gupta. Dr. Harshika Gupta. Her poster presentation was really appreciated by the judges. So again, a big round of applause for Harshita Gupta.
Ravi sir. Yes.
Now the paper presentation, and the third prize goes to Leo Rathinaras. Again, well appreciated by the judges. So again, a clap for Leo, please. Naveen, for the paper presentation. Naveen, please come forward on stage.
Yes.
And the first prize of paper presentation. Deepak Babu, please come here. coordinated the entire event for transportation, dignitaries को लाना, ले जाना, घुमाना, फिराना, everything is coordinated. The entire security, everything for the decorations of it. Clap for Manu.
Yes.
Yeah, please sir, come forward on stage. He has been one of the biggest supporting hand for this. He's the sponsor of the ICFEM 2020. A big clap for Mr. Vinay Das, please.
Yes.
We are very proud to announce you that now Royal Orthopedic Hospital has got its own world's best class 4 laser, which you have seen outside. Once entering inside the auditorium, that will be with us. And if any one of you is required, or if you want to see the exposure of it, you are most welcome to enter our premises, and you can directly meet us at the physiotherapy department, which will be there with us. It is one of the most renowned companies throughout the world. It is there with us now.
Thank you, sirs. So we are over with the prize distribution ceremony and the felicitation ceremony. Well, with this, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our respected dignitaries, dear students, and all the sponsors who have supported us and who have spared their precious time to make this event successful. Thank you so much, everyone. And for this, I would like to. Alright, we have 2 more felicitation awards to go. Please do not leave your seats. It's a request. One, I would like to give the award to the person who has been continuously engaged into the mic processing and the technical part. So I request you to kindly come on stage. He is the Mr. Amit, who has been continuously engaged in managing our mics and everything. So again, a big clap for Mr. Amit. For the LED work, continuously he's been doing the corrections and everything regarding LED. With this note, I would like to hand over the mic to Dr. Ashish Mittal to say a word of thanks. We would also like to felicitate our photographer who has been continuously straining his hands and his shoulder to take our photographs. So, हमारे respected photographers हैं and videographer हैं, तो आसिफ जी हैं. So please come forward on stage and I will give that's the moment. Very good group, sir.
Great.
Video किया है. So for this effort, please give him a
लाइट वाले, साउंड वाले, फोटोग्राफर, गार्ड, ड्राइवर्स, इनको हमें कभी भी किसी भी इवेंट में नहीं भूलना चाहिए. दिस इज माय सिंसियर एडवाइस बिकॉज दीज आर द मैन हु आर वर्किंग कॉन्स्टेंटली बिहाइंड द सीन्स. So we had very good 2 days yesterday and today, and I hope you all have enjoyed, you all have learned something new, and I think we had very good quality of papers, posters, keynote sessions, and we tried our best to organize a better version of this ICSEM, and we are constantly improving on that with your support, with your advice and with your help. So I would like to express my gratitude to everyone, to whole organizing team, to everyone who have attended this conference, and I am really thankful for everyone who have spared precious time from their busy schedule to attend this conference. And I look forward to organize this event yearly with your support. To name a few, Dr. Prij, Dr. Ravi, Dhruv, Ashna, Manoj, Ganesh, Murari, Mali Ramji, and everyone, seriously. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Avinash, Kapila, Ruchika. Dhruv, you want to say something? Vote of thanks. Okay, so thank you again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
स्मॉल अनाउंसमेंट कि पार्टिसिपेशन सर्टिफिकेट आपको आपकी रजिस्ट्रेशन काउंटर से मिलेगा जहाँ से आपने अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाया है। तो अपने रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर के साथ आप वहाँ जाए और आपको आपका पार्टिसिपेशन सर्टिफिकेट वहाँ मिल जाएगा। थैंक यू एवरीवन। अ वेरी गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल।
Thank you very much. Pleasure meeting.
Yes.
अभी ये करते हैं।
Yes.
राम सिहाग ये अलग अलग कोई नहीं है मतलब एमडी कृष्णा के भाई एमडी सुप्रीम कौन है अमित चंद सैनी जी सर मोहम्मद मुकीम हर्षिता दे रहा हूँ अभी मेरा नहीं मोहम्मद फरारी
घूमने अरे काम कर रहे कमा के खा रहे गुल प्राइस